Hey, what up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Right here, your fearless leader from Grayze Dynamics. Another review, something that I think everybody should consider, and I'm going to be flat out, this is really good. Um, this is a simple, quick review of the Simagic Alpha. I've had the opportunity, thanks to my guy Wookie or 3B Printing, link down below for his channel. He just got this for himself. Knowing that this is one of those I've always wanted to try and review, he loaned it to me before he even set it up himself so that I can get a test drive. So I do want to say thank you to him. I want to say thank you to all the guys out there, again, and ladies who tune into my channel, who subscribe, who become members, who just support me in any small way. I really appreciate it, especially in 2024 where it seems like the world is going through chaos. You guys keep coming back and tuning in. So thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. So here's a wonderful, massive box. One thing you'll see is the box is, pretty large, but the wheelbase is not, especially compared to my VRS Direct Force Pro. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take off one. You get your USB cable, which comes nice and neat and organized in a slot. You get some really awesome stickers. Who doesn't like stickers, again, to attach to their seats, their rigs, and to any other items you'd like to put stickers. You get the wonderful power supply, which is a two-part power supply here. You get your box and you get your cable to connect to the outlet. And again, depending on what country you're in, will depend on what you get. There is an on-off switch on here, so do keep in mind when you plug it in. I was foolish enough to not turn it on and was wondering why it wasn't powered up because I didn't realize there was one. So just a little word from me to you so you don't end up in my same predicament of being an idiot. Yeah, that was definitely something silly. You get a pack of screws and sockets and things like that, and Allen keys. This is mainly, to be honest, to attach from the bottom. As you'll see when we get the wheelbase out, you can do it front mounted or attach from the bottom. I attached it to my wheelbase front mounted because, well, I just got a new mount and that is pretty awesome. So here is the wheelbase, and we'll get it out. And as with all these things are not light. They're actually quite heavy. And let's get my hand under there. They're heavy, but this thing is tiny as compared to my VRS Direct Force Pro. So it comes in a nice little bag here. We'll put this over to the side. And we're going to slide this out of here. And it's cool that it comes in a bag. But, once you get it out of the bag, you're going to throw it in the box and probably never see it ever again. But here is the small Alpha. This puts out 15 Newton meters of torque, which is more than enough for almost everybody out there. It's really easy to set up. It uses a classic NRG style QR, which makes life easy for those of us who just absolutely love and appreciate it. I think NRG style QRs are the best. And I say that because for me, I get to run the Dan Suzuki QR on my wheelbase, and I love the fact that it just pops on, pops off, makes that nice little ding sound, and I feel like I'm in a real race car. But again, like I said, you can see the small form factor of this compared to some other wheelbases out there. And like I said, my VRS Direct Force Pro is 20 Newton meters, but it is massive. But it also is a midge motor as opposed to this being a servo motor. So with that being said, on one side, you have your wonderful power and USB connection. Sorry, it's on this side here. Again, really easy, power USB. On the other side, you have a CAN bus and you have your e-stop connection. And again, when you're running wheelbases, as you start to get into 10, 15, 20, 25, it's always recommended to have an e-stop for those moments that you may crash, the wheel may jerk out of your hand, and now it's oscillating. And again, that can happen. Again, depends on the sim and how it's outputting. It also may depend on your wheelbase as well and how you have your settings set up. So for those moments when you have that e-stop, you definitely want to get it for these wheelbases as you start to get higher up in Newton meters, especially when you have kids like me and you have very little ones who want to jump into your sim rig. So having an e-stop to turn off all force feedback would definitely be useful. I actually need to get one from my VRS Direct Force Pro. But again, that's neither here nor there. That's something you can decide on whether you want to get. With that being said, this can also be mounted via front mount. So you have your 4 screws here. So it depends on the type of mounting solution that you have. Also, it can be mounted on the bottom here. These hole patterns will match up with just about most hole patterns. Fanatec uses them and many other companies. So it's very easy and universal. You can mount it to just anything as well as you can mount it from the side here. So again, you get multiple different ways of mounting this. You can get their mounting brackets to mount it to the side. If you have a wheelbase, you mount it to the side so you can tilt it. You can mount it from the bottom. Maybe you have a wheel deck that can also tilt on its own. Again, everything is optional when it comes to how you decide to use it. Now, one of the things that I absolutely like about it is, again, connecting it. It's wireless. So when you connect your wheel to it, if you're using a Simagic wheel, this provides power, and then it's wireless connectivity, Bluetooth for the wheel, which again makes your life significantly easier. You can buy Simagic wheels, plop them right on, and you're good to go. So with that being said, what we'll do is we'll get this on the wheelbase. Hey guys, so we're driving at Road America. I've got the wheelbase hooked up to my wonderful PC, and now I can tell you this. All I did was hook it up, connect it to my PC. I installed the Simagic Sim Pro software, and from then on, jumped in the sim and started racing. I wanted to see what this wheelbase could do right out the box. And I have to be honest, I am quite impressed. Right out the box, I feel like it has a really good base setup. Now, I did go back and make a few tweaks to the way I like it. Like one, it wasn't using 100% of the torque, which, again, I like the spikes and peaks I get from messing up, you know, hitting a wall. Those nice big, you know, jolts where you're like, oh, you know you went off and you want to feel it. But again, the wheelbase feels really good. It's smooth. It's got plenty of feedback. It's easy to set up. I mean, it's small. Like, it is really small. Significantly smaller, as I showed you, than my wonderful VRS base. But my VRS base is a midge motor, so. But this is really nice. I think I could recommend this to anybody. And we'll conclude right here in this seat. The more I drive it, the more I like it. As I was saying when I rated the wheelbases I've used, this is the only one that I really haven't used in the top wheelbases on the market. Now that I am reviewing it, I can tell you this is easy to recommend. And I think, again, it slots in right there with VRS. Now, again, like I've always said, the difference between these wheelbases is in the margins. It's not, you know, a Grand Canyon. Granted, I still think Simagic is the best wheelbase on the market. I do not think the gap between Simagic down to, say, Mozo or Fanatec, whatever you want to put, you know, 5th and 6th, or 4th and 5th, because I think this is really on par with the VRS Direct Force Pro. I think ultimately you wouldn't be wrong going either way. I think at the end of the day, again, if you have the money and you want to get a Simagic 2 Pro or Sport, you're more than welcome to do so. I think with many things, sometimes you get things because of the name. I think to get a Simagic, whereas you can get something like this, save some money on the high end to get yourself a better wheel, to get yourself a set of brakes to put towards your wheel, your rig, or to get yourself, you know, maybe you want a VR headset, maybe you want something else, but that would allow you to, you know, spending money on this would allow you to get other things. I think this is a really good base. I could recommend it to anybody. I think, you know, this is as good as my VRS Direct Force Pro. Granted, my Direct Force Pro has 20 Newton meters, this only has 15. You know, Simagic has done a really great job of putting this all together in a nice small package, and they have a really easy to use software that I think anybody can figure out.
I'm not going to really go over the software because, again, I think the software has been shown and demonstrated by so many people. I think it's very simple and easy to figure out. Just make sure if you have, a wheel from Simagic, you may have to update that by connecting it directly to your PC, as I had to do with the Simagic GT Neo that I'm using now. But yeah, it's really good. It's really good. There's nothing more I really can say about it. I don't feel any dips in performance. I feel, when I'm turning the wheel, I feel it around center. Um, I feel road textures. And again, those are things you can go into the settings and tune down and things like that. But I feel more so with this than I did with my CSLDD or my Moses setup, where I was missing something and sacrificing something. Whereas this, I feel it right in the center. So I can turn the car, I can dive into a corner hard, I can feel the rotation of the car, I can feel what it's doing on track. And as we know, um, because we're not physically in the car, you need as much feeling when you're driving as possible. So thank you for tuning into the channel. Thank you for being a valued member of Grayze Dynamics. Like I said, I would go out and recommend that anybody who's looking for a wheelbase, easy conclusion, not going to drag this out. It's worth the money. Spend the money, get it. You'll absolutely enjoy it. If you think this review is cool or you have questions for me, please reach out at any particular point in time and let me know what you think. As always, thumbs up, notifications on, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks to the members out there who continue to support me. I care deeply for each and every one of you. I am thankful to you for being a supportive member of my channel. I appreciate everything that you guys do, and I appreciate you guys coming around and staying along for the ride as I continue to grow. As always, those who subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, have subscribed to me on Twitch. Thank you for that as well, and I will talk to you later. Peace.